So we talk about value. Value is our North Star. We told the team that, and as we continue to expand the team, that's kind of the core of who we are. But I think it'd be good to hear from you on a lot of point solutions, even internal projects, programs, stuff like that. They're projecting here's the value we're going to get. This is what we think we're going to get. Maybe unpack that a little bit and talk about how that's nice in theory, but it's not practical, and why we think you got to realize the value and how that gets back into the P&L.
Yeah, I think that's a key point, is that creating value and realizing value inside of these large organizations are two different things. Creating value is I made an application that did a job and it does it great. In production, working like a champ.
It's a great pilot.
Works
pilot.
great.
Yeah.
But I didn't get anybody to adopt it. If they did adopt it, they didn't do what was required to actually realize savings in the P&L, which means they didn't let go of people. They didn't track the value. They didn't understand where the value drivers really were. So they ended up just kind of soft savings. Like everybody talks about, this was cost avoidance, right?
Right.
And that's the big thing, where you end up saying, I created $10 million of cost avoidance for the enterprise. And so what we believe is, like, that's okay, and that's still valuable, but you need a mechanism to be able to track real time what's actually occurring, so that you have the reporting to be able to go to that business owner and say, listen, we did 36% of the tasks that your team was supposed to be doing. You should have 36% less expense in your P&L right now because of all of this work that we've done. And here's the day it happened on, and here's the task we did exactly. Why is that not happening? And so you're able to enable that real conversation around, we created the value. I can show you the value that was created and the tasks that were completed that people used to do, or the fines that used to come in that no longer get fined for, or the errors that come into the system, and we've eliminated those errors and that caused less downstream rework. We can show those things in real time, and you can course correct. Because what happens today is you come back at the end of the year and the point solution tells you I saved you $10 million, and your technology department tells you I saved you $36 million, and your SI vendor comes and tells you they saved you $5 million. And if you're the CFO, you look at all the P&Ls and you're like,
nothing changed.
Nothing changed, or it got worse.
Yeah.
Like, my expenses
$3 million
went up.
on that pilot, and,
Right. And
where did it
we're
end up?
spending money on things that I can't track. And so it may very well be creating value, but we're not realizing it. And so you need to do both.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's the one massive piece of feedback we've had in the market, right, is that I've got all my teams trying to create. I have no idea where it is. I can't track it, and I'm definitely not seeing it back in the P&L or within the business unit. And I think regardless of Optura, I think that needs to be a decision point where CFOs and CEOs are trying to cross-check their teams and say, like, how are we going to track this? Like, how is this going to get back into the P&L?